So, quick disclaimer. Remember, this is just my opinion, and you're not allowed to criticize me. I didn't want to have to make this video, but someone has to put everyone in their place, and I guess it's gonna have to be me. So there's this new movie out. You know the one. I'm not going to mention it by name because I don't want to give such a dangerous film free publicity. But this movie might just be the most socially irresponsible piece of media to be released this year. In this current social and political climate, with far-right extremism on the rise, with a literal white supremacist in the White House, with incels and gamers going around shooting people and saying things I disagree with on the internet, the fact that they made a movie that humanizes a white male protagonist is absolutely appalling. Not only that, the movie actually tries to get audiences to sympathize with an incel loner who commits acts of far-right terrorism. Now, I haven't actually seen the movie because I don't want to subject myself to this garbage, but nonetheless, I think it's important to talk about. Now, some idiots have actually fallen for the idea put forth by the main character himself that this movie and this main character aren't political.
You serious?
Yeah, right. As if it's even possible to be apolitical. You see, this movie is just one of many movies released in recent years that tries to trick audiences by claiming to be apolitical, when in reality it just supports the status quo. Like Paddington 2. This movie even has the audacity to have the veneer of leftist class politics over it, to make you think the movie has something meaningful and deep to say. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Speaking of the supposedly apolitical nature of the movie, the director of this film has been going around saying this movie is a response to the woke crowd and the mythical cancel culture we're allegedly living in. Which should tell you everything you need to know, really. Wah, no one thinks my offensive jokes are funny, wah. If you can't think of jokes that don't cause literal pain and violence towards marginalized people, then maybe you should study quantum mechanics, build a time machine, and go back to Nazi Germany where you belong. Anyway, for all the great lengths this film goes to portray this cisgendered, straight, white male protagonist as a victim, the real victims of this movie are the actresses of color that the film uses like props. Side note, if I were to suggest a rewrite to help fix this movie, I would make Zazie Beetz the main character instead of Joaquin Phoenix. And instead of being a single mom, she'd be a badass crime fighter. And instead of it being anything like it currently is, I'd make it completely different. It's a small change, but it would make all the difference. But alas, that's not the movie we got. What we did get is a movie that clearly hates women. And what's most frightening is all the ignorant and easily manipulatable audience members who won't see the racist and misogynistic themes of this movie and will internalize the ideology without any critical thought. Thankfully, I'm here to save you all from yourselves and help you think the correct thoughts and see the world properly. You're welcome. And as if all that wasn't bad enough, the film is just a blatant derivative ripoff of Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver, which is a much better film. Wait a minute. If the movie is problematic and it's a ripoff of Taxi Driver, wouldn't that mean that Taxi Driver is also problematic? No, that can't be right. I like that movie. Ooh, maybe it's because Taxi Driver has deep themes, and this movie is shallow and thinks it's smarter than it is. Yeah, that's it. This movie isn't nearly as smart as it thinks it is, and it has absolutely nothing deep to say about anything. All in all, this movie is just bad. It's dangerous and irresponsible to make a movie like this in current year, and I think there's still a very high likelihood that this movie will be directly responsible for violence. In fact, I'm really hoping it will be, because that would really validate my worldview. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and give me all your money. If you take anything away from this video, let it be this. The next time you think about going to see a film directed by, written by, or starring a white guy, just go support the films of marginalized filmmakers instead. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and always remember, everything is objectively subjective, so you're not allowed to criticize me. Do you have any thoughts on the Joker you want to share with the class?